He's been posting a lot of UFOs, unidentified flying objects over Las Vegas. Take a look at them. It's really eerie. Makes you wonder if it's going on other places across the country and the worldwide. Steve, I just want to say thank you for doing the filming of it. At least, it gives us the ideas. Maybe something is going on. We should know about it.
Yeah, well, thank you for the opportunity to be on your wonderful show, and thank you, James.
Yeah, have a great night.
Okay, Steve, take care.
You too, and we'll be talking, right?
Well, you will. Yes, we will.
Okay. Yeah, you got to tell me more about Gig Harbor. It's still
anytime.
on my bucket list.
Yeah, please, anytime you want, you know how to get a hold of me, and get a hold of your friend. We'll maybe bring both of you on.
Yeah, Chris, you'd love to talk to him. He's a sharp guy.
Okay, my friend, you take care.
Okay, thank you so much.
You take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So anyway, it just makes me wonder what is going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on all around the country. And boy, oh boy, wouldn't that be something if you had 3 or 4 people that filmed the same UFO that he's filming, because they've been watching his videos and they thought, let me get out there and see if I can see him. And then one day we've got at least 2 or 3 that, different viewpoints at the same UFO at the same time.
Oh, yeah. And, tonight was not the only night we're going to be talking about UFOs. Guess what? Do you know who the guest is tomorrow?
I do. As a matter of fact, tomorrow it is, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but I think it's Age Nost. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
I believe that's it. And you know what? He has a big, bio behind him that covers a lot. Everything from, flight school right down. It's going to be interesting. We're going to be talking about, UFOs tomorrow.
Yeah, and I read some of his biography, but yeah, it's long. But I think he knows how to do hypnotism and different things, all kind of things. He's very well versed.
Well, yeah. Well, he has a commercial pilot license. He was a flight instructor for single aircraft, multi-aircraft, jet aircraft. I mean, the guy has a lot of flight time behind him. And it's going to be rather interesting, talking to him tomorrow about UFOs and all this stuff, the theory behind it. So, I mean, if anybody, his fact sheet about him on our website takes almost a whole page. It's just that much about the guy.
Yeah, he's a modern day Renaissance man for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. And then I think, going on to it, I think we got another great guest coming up. One thing people do need to do is check the website out, because I'm in the process of revamping it now every day. I'm putting a couple of news stories up every day now about anything, about Antarctica, what's going on, about, they found some, particles that shouldn't be on Earth. And they can't explain where they're coming from or the whole theory behind them. So that's rather interesting. That's up on our website. So, Yeah,
and there's all...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say there's all kind of different news happening every day. So, yeah, you always put something on the website about Earth changes or UFOs or something, or cryptids. So, yeah, you definitely want to check that out.
And also Whitley. Go ahead and tell people a little bit about Whitley.
Well, Whitley... his first book was called The Communion, and it's about his experiences from being abducted. And he's had abductions or experiences all the way from the early to mid 80s right on up to recently. And he's got implants, and he thinks that through synchronicities that the aliens are now trying to communicate with him. And he asks questions, and within a day or two, he gets the answers throughout different means throughout the paper or the internet, something. The answers will come through some kind of synchronicity, but it's going to be good. Whitley's well known for his abductions for the past 30 plus years.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to be on our show, by the way, on February 20th. Now, I talked to him. He's going to be back on. And if you go on our website, there's a link that takes you to, Unknown Country, his podcast. Very well worth listening to. Also, there's a link for his newest book you can get, too. So it's all there on our website. So, again, I've been really updating this website more than ever. And I promise you, it's going to continue being updated like this because it seems like I'm getting so much more feedback now. Since to be honest with you, when it comes to computers, I know how to hook them up. I know the electronics in, but a lot of the other end of doing some of this stuff, it's been a nightmare for me because I also had at one point somebody else doing the website and taking care of it. Now I'm doing 100% of it, and it took me a while to learn how to do it. And I tell you, now it's easy.
Yeah, you really put in a lot. People don't realize the hours and time that you put in behind the scenes to work on that website. It's not something you can just punch in and it takes care of itself. It takes time for sure, especially that biography. A couple of biographies in there, kind of long, and the stories you update all the time too.
Well, yeah, people don't realize, they think, oh, gee, Gary just does a 3-hour show. That's all he does. They don't realize I get up in the morning normally, except when I'm sick. I come in here and I got a couple hundred or more emails. And I try to respond to all of them. They're asking questions about different things or telling me there's, encounters of the paranormal, anything from UFOs to Mothman. And I respond to those people, and then I get some people want to come on as a guest, so I have to screen them. And then, again, I got some great guests coming up. The guests you find on our show, you're going to find on Coast to Coast or Midnight in the Desert or any of those other shows. You'll find on our show, sometimes even before them. And, I spend another 4 or 5 hours a day just booking people. So the time I get done answering the emails and then booking people, now I'm in at about 7 hours. Then I prepare for the show. So if I got a guest that's gone on, I refresh myself by going through their book really quick to ask key questions. That's about another 2 hours right there. And then I get set up for the show. It's normally about an hour there. Then after the show, I respond to some emails because I get emails. And then I wait to see how many people have been listening. So I spend about 12 to 13 hours a day doing this show.
You do. I know you do because I always check out what we talk, and plus I check out the website and stuff. So I know you spend a lot of time in there. I don't know how you do it. You're a one-man show. And again, there's donations there through PayPal to try to keep the shows for free too.
Yeah, that's another thing. I've noticed a lot of shows, they're all charging anywhere from $2.99 per show or $2.99 a month to access prior shows or $5.99. I don't want to charge for any past show. There's over 400 shows now. Now, there would have been over 500 and some. I deleted some. That was a mistake, but I did one time. And there's over 400 shows you can listen to. There's 655 hours of entertainment you can listen to for free. But, again, as I tell people, we're on radio stations. I don't make any money to be on radio stations. I make not a cent. Now, we do have a few advertisers that advertise, on our show to be on the radio stations. But I don't do, in other words, I try to keep, I did a test here before Christmas. I ran a couple commercials on the internet side of the show, and people got mad. And I've been trying to keep, I'd rather play bumper music while, the radio stations are doing their break and doing their commercials and news and stuff like that. But if I don't get, by the end of the month, a little bit more donations, now I'm done pretty good. But I want to keep it where I can keep the prior shows free. So you don't have to pay to listen to any of them. Because that's the way I think radio should be. But also I want to keep advertising off my show. Now, that's fine for the radio station side, but on the internet side, I'm trying to keep commercials off of it. But if I don't get a little bit more donations, I'm going to have to do one or the other. I'm going to have to either charge for prior shows, which I don't want to, because that means everybody listens, and which a lot of people listen to the prior shows. I'm not out here trying to get rich off of this. I'm just trying to get, the internet side to cover it. The bandwidth. It's the amount of listeners we have, it's getting really expensive. So if you can donate $1 or $2 or $20, you spend $20 for a donation, I'll send you a book worth at least $20. I'll even pay the shipping. So you're getting a book out of making a donation. It's simple. You go on there and hit the donation button. It takes you to PayPal. It's safe. And, it's taken care of right then and there. And within a week, I'll send the book out to you, and you'll get a book. And the book will be anything on anything in the paranormal. It could cover witchcraft, UFOs, abductions, the paranormal side of people gone missing. I mean, I have hundreds of books through the years. Hundreds of books. I mean, virtually every guest that comes on my show, if they wrote a book, guess what? I get a copy, but I got books in boxes because I have no place to put them.
Yeah, you do. You got time. That's one thing. And again, you might not get a choice of the book, but you're going to get a free book, and most of them probably average $20 a piece easily, and they're brand new. Yeah,
and that's just my way to say thank you for making a donation. And again, I know money is tight for all of us. I understand that. Like I said, I could be like some of these other shows and charge for past shows. I don't want to do that. I'm retired. I came back into radio a couple years ago because a friend of mine called me up and had a long talk with me and said, hey, what do you do when you're not riding your motorcycle? I said, I watch TV. He goes, no, why don't you get back on radio? Have fun in your retirement. Talk to people. That friend of mine was Art Bell. And I gave it some thought, and like an idiot, I started a radio show called Motorcycle Talk, because I've been in motorcycles for a long time. Nobody listened. And Art didn't bug me at all for about a month. And one day he called up and he says, hey, Gary, did you learn your lesson? Yeah, Art, I learned my lesson. He goes, how many people are listening to you? And I go, nobody. Well, why are you talking about motorcycles? Gary, as far as I remember, you did paranormal shows and political type shows. Why are you talking about motorcycles? I don't know. I just thought somebody might like a listen. Well, no one did. And then I had a 10-year break. I was retired, and it was hard getting back into it. I'll be honest with you. The first year the show sucked. I'll be the first one to say it. It sucked. And it's getting better. In fact, I get a lot of people complimenting. I have not had one, well, I will say probably now after I say this, but I have never had anybody say, hey, I hate your show. So I must be doing something right. Yeah,
we're up to at least 24 listeners. So, a month ago we was around 15. So we're doing great.
Yeah, we got enough listeners to fill a big city. Put it that way.
Yeah, that's for sure. And again, you must be doing something right, people. We've really grown over the last year and a half, 2 years for sure, big time.
Well, it's actually grown ever since my injury back in June 16th. And actually, it took a month after that because I was off, remember, for those couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I because I was going through depression, I couldn't walk. I still can't. Well, I did something good today. I managed to stand for 10 minutes. It really shocked me because I was looking for something. And I managed to stand that long. I'm slowly getting my leg strength back, and hopefully going to be walking maybe again someday, I hope. But you know what? I remember talking to you, and I all of a sudden said, hey, let's change the format of the show. And as soon as I did that, it's like somebody turned the light switch on. And I want to thank all the listeners, for staying with me. And all I can say is I'm trying to give you the best show I can give you in the paranormal.
And you are, and you will walk again. And I'm looking forward to the future. We're getting more popular and bigger, and have a great guest on for sure. And tomorrow will be another one.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about UFOs, and then I think we're going to be talking, at the end of the week, well, Jack the Ripper and Dracula and all that stuff from a guest out of the UK will be on. So everybody, you have a great one. And a big shout out to all my friends out there who drive the trucks. Everybody have a great evening.
Scintillas in the stream, hoping for what's true. I'm trawling for all